Yo, what's going on out there, everybody? It's your boy, Willie Epting Jr. coming to you live, man. Another edition of the ShakeBack Sports Show. I am so excited to be with you guys right about now. We got a lot to discuss. Big day. What is going on? The dopest engineer in the galaxy. Sports fans all over the planet, you already know what it is. We're going to talk about some history on the front end and on the back end. And also, we're going to have a little fun in the middle because, I got a Did You See That I think is absolutely phenomenal. So, big day. Without further ado, my friend, let's go ahead and get this thing cracking. This first segment, it is being brought to you by the Big Game Christian Sports Network. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's being brought to you by Lake Crest Casino and Hotel. Are you looking for a relaxing getaway where you can play all day and escape the tedious grind of life? Then plan your getaway today at Lake Crest Casino and Hotel, Ardmore's premier gaming destination, and let the winning begin. Featuring more than 1,000 of the latest games, plus an array of amenities, including an incredible restaurant, exceptional retail experiences, and a resort-style pool. Lake Crest offers everything you need for an unforgettable escape and a winning experience. Book your stay today and go all in on one of the area's most exciting destinations, Lake Crest Casino and Hotel. Visit lakecrestcasino.com. Again, that is lakecrestcasino.com. All right. So thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and of course, Twitter. We're going to get into this thing, man. I have the pleasure, the pleasure and the privilege of being able to cover the Dallas Wings. And we're going to start right now with the Dallas Minute, the Wings Minute, rather, hashtag Wings Minute. On Friday night at the AAC in downtown D-Town, there was an electric crowd. And when I tell you guys electric, I have never seen anything like it in all my years of covering sports, being a fan, being in the venue, being whether it's on. I have never seen anything like it before in my life. As a matter of fact, the AAC was coined as the venue to hold this event because the Fever and Caitlin Clark did not play on Friday night, guys. That was a little disappointing. She was out with a groin injury. My first thought was, wait a minute, I didn't think females had groin injuries, but I guess you learn something new every day. But anyway, be that as it may, no Caitlin Clark as the Wings welcomed in the Fever. The history part of it is this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're going to get into. We're going to talk about the good parts of history and the bad parts of history, and we're going to surround it with a little fun. But on Friday night at the AAC, over 20,700 fans showed up to support the WNBA's probably two brightest stars. Even though Caitlin wasn't there or didn't get a chance to play, rather. Cooper Flagg was in the building. Of course, he's the number one overall draft pick for the Dallas Mavericks. He was in the building. And the crowd, y'all, oh my gosh. As a matter of fact, it just so happens that I have a video that I'm going to play to show you guys just what it was at the AAC on Friday night. Here we go. And I'm not saying anything because I just wanted to soak it all in. So at this point, the Wings were down by 21 in the first quarter. This was under 2 minutes left to go, I believe it was. And here you have Enrique bringing the ball up the court, hands it off. They run in the mini weave. She gets in the middle and she scores. And listen to this crowd. So the Wings were down by 20 at that point. And the Fever, this is towards the end of the first quarter. You see the shaking and baking going on at the top of the key. This is fundamental basketball, guys. This is fundamental basketball. And that's the end of the first quarter. Even though at that point the Wings were down by 20, they stormed back, ladies and gentlemen. And when I tell you they stormed back and actually took the lead in the fourth quarter before falling to the Fever without Caitlin Clark. And so let me just explain to you guys this about how the WNBA and women's athletics has evolved altogether. There was a point in time, even all the way back to when I played basketball in high school and would go to the girls' games because, of course, they would play first and then we would play after them. I remember a time where there were so many held balls and the score at the end of quarters was like 6-4. Although the Wings didn't score but 12 points in that first quarter, they finished the game with over 80 points. And the way that they turned it on in the second half was nothing short of remarkable. And one of the biggest things that concerned me about this Dallas Wings team, and particularly when Paige Beckers was not in the lineup, they were turning the ball over way too much. And the turnover bug bit them in the derriere once again in this game. But they were able to right the ship. And they just kept chipping away. And one thing I love about this team is that they play hard and they never give up. And this game was a testament to Coach Kosanis and the squad over there for the Dallas Wings. I mean, they're struggling right now. I think the season record may be 4-12. A lot of those games were without Paige. Last night, Dejanay did not play. So and Maddie didn't play either. So I was talking to Kevin Gray last night. He's actually at the end of that video that I just played, but I wanted to stop it there because I wanted to give some context. I think the Wings are really on the up and up. I mean, they've got a version of a big three themselves, and they have a tremendous supporting cast when you look at Dejanay and all the rest of the ladies over there. And this is the first year under a new system with Coach Kosanis. So I fully believe that they're going to be completely okay. All right. So that is your Dallas Wings minute. I got something that I want to show you guys because this is this is funny to me because it really took me back to my youth. And when I tell you guys how funny this thing is, you're gonna be like, "Yo, do you believe, or did it bring back the type of memories for you that it did for me?" So I'm gonna get to it here in just a second. I cannot quantify how funny this video is to me, but give me just a second. Okay, here we go. We're gonna play it right now. I can't stop laughing because it's that funny. But anyway, here it is. And this, I don't know who these people are. I don't know where they were. I don't know what they were doing. Well, I do know what they were doing because you're about to see in just a second. But be prepared to laugh. Like I laughed the first time I saw it, and every time I have seen it since. Here we go. Oh my gosh. And you know what it is, right? It's a did you see that moment? And I didn't play the sound, but here we go.
Oh my God. Did you see that?
I got to play that again, y'all. That is too funny to me. I mean, you talk about going yard. You go yard in the yard like that, man. That is tremendous. So did you see that moment? Once again, I don't know who they are and I don't know where they were, but I can tell you that they have provided a huge sense of entertainment for me on the episode of the ShakeBack Sports Show. All right, so we have 5 minutes left to go in the segment. We're going to spend the rest of the time here talking about some more history. And you know, this part of history makes you want to cringe. Because I believe that our our country is under siege. And I'm not talking about from ISIS or Al Qaeda or the Taliban or even MS-13, although they may try to make you believe that it is MS-13. I just believe that our country is under siege, and it's under siege from within. On Thursday or Friday, I believe it was, the Supreme Court basically handed the keys to our current administration, our current executive branch, allowing them to end birthright citizenship. Now, if you don't know what birthright citizenship is, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's part of the 14th Amendment. It basically says this, is that if your parents are from another country and they're here undocumented or illegally or whatever the case may be, or just visiting for that matter, and you are born in the United States, guess what? You are a United States citizen. But it's not so much just that, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about people from other countries that have been here for years, not just for a vacation or coming to visit or here. We're talking about people that have been in the United States for as long as some people that are actually in bodies of government. And they've had kids, they've raised families, they've worked hard, they have done their fair share of paying taxes. They may not be able to secure Social Security at the end of their time here. And the way it's going, none of us are. I mean, that was one of the things I was looking forward to in the next 12 to 15 years is my Social Security, because I've been paying in it for all this time. But they basically handed the keys to this administration, ending that amendment. And that's more than 150 years of legislation that can potentially be overturned at the whim of a madman. And the thing is that this is the Supreme Court that ruled this in favor of 6-3 in favor of the administration. So our country is under siege. You see the people, you see ICE going into all of these different places and removing sometimes even citizens of the United States, all because they look like they may not be here legally, or they may look like they are a criminal. And it's been chess the entire time for this president being in the White House. To me, I could tell you that it started when they gave him pretty much complete immunity for being free from any charges while he's serving as president. And everything that I shouldn't say everything, but a lot of the stuff that he's done, but the majority of the stuff that they have been doing is against the Constitution, anti-Constitution, which means it's against the law. And then they followed it up by, after he was enshrined or inaugurated, they followed it up by suspending all civil rights court cases in the Department of Justice. So now all these things that have taken place up to and until now, you're seeing the power of one man primarily being put on display. So because he has almost complete immunity, he's not bothered by what the courts say because he has the Supreme Court in his back pocket. Although he has suffered some defeats, this is one of the major things that they were trying to push for. So I'm thinking that, you know, they would be okay with those smaller losses in order to attain victories like this. But here's my thing, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot get caught up in what we hear all the time. We can't even get caught up in what we hear some of the time. And I'm going to tell you guys, the government is straight up lying to you. They are straight up lying to us when it comes to certain things. Now, we know what the president has said about Mexicans and them, or Latinos for that matter, and them seeking a better life, a better refuge, a safer life in the United States of America. And somebody once said, well, the United States is such a racist country, why are people still trying to come here? Well, I think their thing is this. They would rather face racism than death. And ask yourself the question, what would you rather face? Would you rather face racism or death? And they would take their chances by facing the racism because people in their home countries are coming to kill them, their families, their kids, their nieces and nephews and the like. So I'm going to say this. Don't believe the hype, and don't stop drinking the Kool-Aid that is so sour that it is making your face ball up. We went to Mexico just a month ago, And when Donald Trump says they're bringing their worst, they're bringing their rapists, they're bringing murderers, I saw none of that when I was in Mexico, y'all. And we have been all over the Caribbean and Latin America and different parts of Mexico. I have seen none of that. Those people are working as hard as they can to support and to provide for their families, just like anybody else on the globe, to include people in the United States in doing just that. All right, come on back on the other side of the break. We have a simulcast. Next segment, the Locker Room Readout teams up with the ShakeBack Media Group and the ShakeBack Sports Show. The second and third segments, Irie, Chris, y'all make sure y'all join us. Willie Epting Jr., y'all come back and holler at us.